Alright, in this video I'm going to go over my beach settings for the Nokta Legend in version 1.15. Let's get started right now. Here we go. Alright, the first thing I'm going to talk about is recovery speed. And I believe it is one of the most important ones to adjust. It goes from 1 to 10 and it basically affects the speed of the target response. And that's how fast the computer is analyzing the target down below. One of the issues with the recovery speed is the faster you have it, the less depth. On the beach, I want the most depth. And two, separating targets is not normally an issue at the beach. You might want to, from time to time, adjust it up. If you have a lot of iron on a beach, you might could, but I haven't really had that issue. So you want to go to deep as you can go on the beach. Now I'm going to show you the difference in a recovery speed of 1 and 10 on a quarter right here. Let's check it out. All right, right now we have it set on target speed of 1, is which I normally keep on. And there you see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can still hear this quarter as low as 16 inches right here. And let's go change it to to a 10 and watch what difference we get. Right now this is 1. Let's go change it to 10. All right, it's now at 10. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm lucky to get 9 is really good, maybe 10. At the most. The other was 16 is 10. That's 6 inches. Let's talk about that. All right, everybody. On the beach, you got sand coming in, covering up constantly. You want the most depth you can get on the beach. Recovery speed of 1 gives you the most depth. Now I'm going to show you on the machine how to set recovery speed to 1. Let's do it. All right, to adjust the recovery speed, you want to go to the menu right here. You want to go to the second one from the left there, right there. Set on 10 right now. You want to drop this down till you get to a 1. That's recovery speed of 1, and you just go back out. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is iron filter, or IF. Iron filter allows desired non-ferrous targets in trashy sites previously masked by iron to be detectable. Again, normally the beach is not a trashy site. There may be a time we got to adjust some of these, but 99% of the time on IF we want to set it to 8. It's 0 to 9, and 8 is the default value, which means it's not changing the signal coming in from the computer at all. I personally don't like changing that setting coming from the computer. Once you start adjusting one thing, it changes detected on something else. So I want to keep mine as a pure signal coming from the computer as it can. So let's show you how to adjust the IF setting. All right, to adjust the IF setting, we're going to hit this bottom right button and go to the menu screen again. And we're going to stay on the recovery speed, but we'll hit this button right here. And then you see IF comes up right there, and that's where you adjust it. You can adjust it what you want here, but we're going to leave it on 8 right there. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is stability in beach mode. With this setting, you can minimize the ground noise and fault signals on the beach for a more comfortable meditative experience. And we want to eliminate any kind of ground noise in the beach. So we want it as stable as we can on the beach. So I'll raise this one up to 5. But sometimes it says that if you raise it to 5, you can miss real small, maybe half a gram gold targets. I've tested it both ways and haven't seen it affected that much, so I'm going with the 5 on that. Let's check out how you adjust it right here. All right, now we're going to change the stability. We're going to hit the bottom right button again and get to the menu section. We're still on recovery speed, and we're going to hit this middle button again. We'll go to IF, and we'll go over one more. Stability from 1 to 5, and we're going to leave it at 5 right there. All right, the next thing we'll talk about is bottle cap rejection. Bottle caps, unwater targets, and they are normally detected as non-ferrous. And when they are steel, because they're round, it gives a good signal. personally, I have learned to know when bottle caps in it because it doesn't give you a pure signal. It'll be very scratchy and jump around. And anytime you start adjusting one thing on this detector, you know it adjusts other things, so you might miss a target. So personally, me, I use bottle cap at 0. I do not include that. Now, if it was a beach with thousands of bottle caps, I might consider it. So you always got to keep in mind what kind of environment you're in to be able to change some of the settings. So be careful on that. Let's go ahead and change it right down to what I keep it at, 0. All right, the next one just is bottle cap rejection, and we're going to hit the same bottom right. We're in recovery mode again. We hit the center button. We got the IF. We got stability, bottle cap, and we're going to leave that at 0 right there. All right, the next setting is GS or ground suppressor. It's used to eliminate false ground signals in tough terrains. This setting can be used both in multi and single frequencies. Like I said, the beach is not going to be a real tough terrain. You're going to, most likely you'll get a target or you won't get a target. There are some areas on the beach that might have some metal in it. You may have to go and adjust something later, but in general, let's leave that at 0. Let me show you how to change it right here. All right, the next one just is ground suppressor. We're going to push the bottom right button, go into menu mode. We're still in recovery speed. We're going to hit the center button. That's bottle cap. Ground suppressor, GS right there, we'll leave that on 0. As you can see, adjust it using the up and down arrows, but we're going to leave that on 0. All right, the next thing we'll talk about is DT or deep target identification. It's supposed to help get deep, big iron to make it non-ferrous when it's reading ferrous. I know when I was digging cannonballs 2 feet down, it would read good, like a ferrous, but it's really a big piece of iron. So that kind of helps that in that scenario, I guess. But on the beach, we don't need it. We don't want to change anything, that signal coming in. Let's put it to 0. Here we go. All right, next one just is deep target. We're going to hit the bottom right. We're going to hit the center button at the bottom right here. Ground suppressor, DT, deep target. We're going to leave that on 0, but you can actually adjust it here. All right, the next setting is volume. Guys, you get those really, really light targets. You want to hear them. My hearing's not that great anyway, so I keep the volume up as high as it'll go, which is a 6. I have gotten gold with, I barely heard it. And if you don't have that volume high enough to hear it, you're not going to hear it. So in my case, I cut to 6, but that's adjustable to what you like, but you want to keep it higher than what you normally would have because you want to hear that really, really light target. That's adjusted here. All right, the next setting is audio gain. Now, audio gain will increase the volume of a weak target signal. We're just talking about barely hearing that light target, maybe down 10 inches, a piece of gold. You want to hear that target. So in this case, we're going to cut the audio gain up as high as we can go. So let's make that adjustment right here. All right, volume. Let's talk volume here. We're going to go over to the same one here, except we're going over to the right, and that's volume right there. It's from 0 to 6 right there. And that'll be on preference on y'all, just like I was saying. I use volume 6 because my hair is not that good, so we're going to leave mine on volume 6. All right, the next thing we're going to adjust is audio gain. The audio gain will increase the target responses of weak targets. Now, we all want to hear those noises, those sounds, right? But it's also going to increase the sound of other small targets potentially. I keep it up to the max at 5 because if I hear it again, and I want to hear every single target down there and let me determine if I want to dig it or not. All right, the next one just is audio gain. So now we're going to go bottom right, go to the menu section. Right now we're on volume. Now while you're on volume, we're going to click this bottom middle button, and then you see AG pop up. Now we are going to actually leave it on 6. That's going to give you the higher numbers for a deep target. All right, the final adjustment we're going to talk about is tones. This machine will do 2 tone, 1 tone, 2 tone, 4 tone, I forget, 60 tone, pitch, a lot of different tones. For me on the beach, I like 2 tone. I do want to hear the iron actually when you start getting some iron hits on the beach. Normally it's not a lot, but when you start getting a few tent stakes and stuff like that, it's heavy material, or lead, you get heavy material in there, that's where the gold might be. So you want to hear the iron so you kind of know if to kind of slow down a little bit when you start hearing some iron or heavy targets. You want to slow down because that's where the gold could be, because stuff's starting to collect there. So I use two tones, either here, the iron or a fierce material. Gold can be really, really low on the machine. It can be 12, 11, 12, you know, non-fierce 0 to 10, but it can be 11, 12, 13. When I got that huge gold chain, it was 12, 13, 12. It was hitting really low, but it was solid. So I dug it, bam, gold. So you want to be able to dig everything from 10 up. You want to look at it, see what it is. Let's adjust that right here. All right, next thing we're going to show you how to adjust is the tones, the number of tones. We're going to hit this button right here, and you can come over, there's volume right there, and you can come over one to the right of volume right there, and you're going to be hitting the up and down arrows to adjust it. That's 2 tone, 4 tone, 6 tones, 60 tones, and pitch. We're going to use, in 1 tone, we're going to use 2 tones, either iron or something good on the beach. All right, 2 more quick settings. You see this up here, MW. You change it by pushing this button right here to MD and MW. Use MW on the beach. It'll make it much quieter. And don't forget, you do have the sensitivity you can change here. And keep it up to 30 if you can. But if you start getting too much background, back it off a little bit. All right, that's it for me and my settings for the Legend in the 1.15 program. But you know, you do have to pay attention. I try to explain what each one does, and there may be cases where you want to adjust it or change it just a little bit here and there. Tons of bottle caps, or you got some really small gold everywhere, you might want to change that one. Anyway, you got to keep in mind what each one does and what you need to adjust when you need to adjust it. So stay up to date on what it's doing, and you might have to tweak it just how you like it. But anyway, I showed you what I do and how I like it. So I hope that helps y'all out. I appreciate everybody coming along. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share, and subscribe to the Gigmaster. We'll see you on Adventure tomorrow.